Hey guys, Afurederu with another review. This time I'll be reviewing the BCR09 Kamen Rider Cross Charge from Kamen Rider Build. This is the 9th entry in the Ball Change Rider series, and is the first one to not have the interchanging gimmick. This set includes the figure and one accessory. So, let's get started. And here we have Kamen Rider Cross Charge. So, let's start by taking a look at the figure in detail. As you can see, the main color of the suit is this metallic silver, with some black paint here and there. But then you also have a strong emphasis on this clear light blue that's on the head and chest. Starting off by looking at the head, you can see it has a very dragonic look to it, with these very nice orange painted eyes. Have a very nice color to them, and dragon mouths as their designs. Coming around to the back, you can see that there is some metallic blue for the back of the head, as well as a little bit of white that we'll see more of when we get into the gimmick. On the chest, we've got this clear blue dragon head that's meant to look like the symbol that's on the dragon splash jelly. We've got the shoulder pads, which have the exact design of the dragon jelly, and are meant to look like jelly packs or jelly bags. We've got the arm design, which, as you can see, has these kind of tampographed fake info labels on them. Then you've got these upper kind of forearm guards that have some sky blue to them, as well as these nozzles or kind of openings at the ends. On the waist, you have the splash driver done up in light blue, with the dragon jelly painted in silver, and then the wrench painted in yellow. You've got the silver belt straps, which are just the plastic color, since the main bicolor is silver, of course. On the back, you've got some more nice details, though you can see that is mostly unpainted, which is pretty common for these types of figures. You also have a bun back here, which is before the gimmick. Getting down to the legs, you can see more of those tampograph details on the thighs. Some simple black for the shin guards. Then getting down to the feet, got a couple more holes on the tops of his feet, plus more of that nice sky blue accent. Articulation wise, similar to the rest of the series, there is no articulation in the head, and that's because the head is where the main gimmick is. For the arms, rotate around 360 degrees, go in and out, and similar to Rabbit Tank's sparkling form, the shoulder pads are on these hinges to allow for more range for the arms. Got bicep swivel, single joint elbows, wrist swivel, and 2 finger joints. Now, unfortunately, there is no waist joint. As you can see, there is no cut down here, so for whatever reason, despite this figure not splitting apart, there is no waist movement, which is a little bit disappointing. Legs, of course, go forward and back, in and out, have single joint knee, thigh swivel, and ball joint ankles. Now, for the gimmick, it all revolves around this mask up here. So, you can see a couple of hinges here, so we can actually lift up the mask and pull it back like this, and pull out this part, which will set up the gimmick. Then you can see the base head underneath, which has this white design with these metallic orange eyes, and it's basically meant to look like the nozzle of a jelly bag. And so then, when we press the button on the back, that flips over the mask onto the face to imitate the transformation of Kamen Rider Cross Charge. And it actually is pretty cool, because the only part that's actually on a spring is this silver piece. The clear blue part here is very much loose. And actually with that, you can see some of the details a little bit better. What it really means is that when you press the button, when this gets pulled forward, he uses inertia to push the mask up and over onto the face. You also have his weapon, the Twin Breaker, in attack mode, we can see is very nicely detailed. Though, of course, it has no paint. And actually looking at in this smaller figure form has made me realize that in attack mode, this part that extends out is basically meant to be pretty much a plus head screwdriver, which is fairly interesting. So this can go onto either hand, though canonically it'll go into the left hand. It also has this little divot to go over this part, like that. Then you can have it like that and pose them how you like. So, for those of you who have been following the BCR series, you'll notice that even though there's a figure for Cross Charge, there isn't one for the regular Kamen Rider Cross. So, to make up for that, I'm going to show you guys a comparison using the BCR figure and the Rider Hero series figure for Cross. As you can see, the color scheme is quite different, with Cross being mostly blue and orange, whereas Cross Charge is mostly silver and black. Mainly silver and light blue, I guess. You can see that the heads are pretty similar, and the design does pretty much carry over to a degree with some modifications, just made to be clear and, have the orange eyes to go along with the ones behind the mask. Looking at him a little bit more, you can see that what Cross basically is build dragon form, as he's primarily made up of two dragon half bodies. But the big addition here is a dragon that attaches to the back, then flips over the head to form this piece in the middle, and then these parts that go over the shoulders and onto the chest. You also have this orange flame pattern that not only goes onto the left arm, but though it's not shown here, it's also supposed to be on the right leg. And of course you have the Cross Dragon in the build driver. I don't really know why there is no figure for normal Cross in the BCR series, but I do know that it certainly shouldn't be, because there would be no gimmick to him, because in the show, the way he works for transformation is that when this attaches to the back, this piece and these pieces actually fold over and onto the figure, as you can tell by these molded on non-moving hinges. So if they wanted to make a figure of him for the BCR series, they could have had something similar to what they did here with Cross Charge, where you have a button on the back, you set up the transformation by just pulling back these parts, and then you press a button on the back to have them fold onto the figure. With that being said, I do plan on picking up the SH Figuarts version of Kamen Rider Cross, so you will eventually see an articulated figure of this rider form on my channel. Lastly, as a little bonus, there is a little bit more you can do with this figure than what the basic gimmick is. Namely, in that, well, of course, there is this. This is not how he exactly looks before he gets the armor on him, because the way it works in the show is that basically jelly squirts out from his head, or spurts out, and then forms into not only the face mask, but also this piece and these shoulder pieces. And in fact, even though it doesn't say so in the instructions, these are technically removable. This just attaches on a peg, and these are on mushroom pegs. So like that, you can actually make what he looks like before he gets all of the jelly armor on. So if you want, you can actually do this and then reattach the armor to more properly replicate his transformation sequence. So overall, while Cross Charge is definitely a very good looking figure, he's also a little bit of a disappointment. I do appreciate that they kept the same kind of moving shoulder pads that Rabbit Tank's sparkling form had, but it is a letdown that for some reason he has no waist articulation, even though in this case his gimmick only affects his head and should have no effect on the waist, and it makes me wonder if they just overlooked it or if they intentionally limited the articulation, and I don't want to see that, honestly. You can still pose them in a variety of ways, but it would have been nice to have that extra joint that would have been made possible with this design. That being said, I am still going to be collecting this figure series, and we'll just see what comes of it. I certainly would recommend this figure if you're collecting the BCR figure series and you want an articulated figure of Kamen Rider Cross Charge. It's just, it definitely could have been better. So, next time I'll be opening up a box of Yokai Metal Treasure 06 packs tomorrow at 7 PM PST. So, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments, and if you're new and would like to see more, please subscribe and hit the bell icon. And for now, this is KRX50, writing off.